Chapter 6105. Jacob didn't pay much attention to the invitation. Anyway, he wouldn't go if it was given to him, and he wouldn't let his wife know. At this moment, he was filled with a question. After he hung up Mr. Wu's phone, he asked with some confusion. President Pei, it only costs 100 yuan to hire a driver. Why do you want Mr. Wu to do it? President Pei had a profound reason. He said to Jacob, Jacob, if you take the position of president in the future, you don't necessarily need to understand business. But you must understand the ways of the world and the unspoken rules of the workplace. As he said that, he raised his right index finger, nodded in the air, and said with a smile, how to get the people under your control is a skill. Not only do you have to give them sweets and slap them often, but you also have to give them opportunities to do something for you. Just take Wu into account. As a leader, if you invite him to a meal, his intimacy with you will increase by 5 points. Then if you ask him to do a favor and come to act as a driver for you in the evening, his intimacy with you will increase. On the contrary, the degree can be increased by 50 points. If a leader always asks one of his subordinates to do some small favors within his ability, then you can rest assured that that person must be his own person. And even if he is not yet, he will soon become his own person. Sometimes people are so strange, with all kinds of obedience and pandering psychology. If you only order him around at work, he will only obey you. But if you order him appropriately at the personal level, it can satisfy his psychology of catering and pleasing you. It is obvious that he is trying his best to please you, but he is happier than you. This is social psychology, and it is also the way to control people. If you have the opportunity, you can study more. Jacob is curious and asks, is that what happened? President Pei smiled and said, brother, what I tell you is from the bottom of my heart. If you don't believe it, look at us. If I didn't find you for help, can the two of us talk so speculatively like we are now? Jacob's eyes suddenly lit up and he blurted out, I understand. I understand, President Pei. That's what it means. It's amazing. It's amazing. President Pei quickly explained, oh, by the way, Jacob, although this is what I told you, I have no intention of pinching you regarding today's matter. I just really wanted your help. I won't use this kind of trick on you. Jacob chuckled and said, I know if you can tell me this. President Pei, you definitely treat me as one of your own. Of course, that's the case. President Pei said with a smile. Sometimes, you have to learn more from the experience of your predecessors. People cross the river by feeling for the stones. We have to cross the river by feeling by our seniors. When we feel for the stones and get slippery, we must touch our seniors. But when the senior falls first and we see him fall, we do not stop and move on to someone else. Jacob said with a learned look on his face. I understand, President Pei. After listening to what you said, it was really enlightening. The benefits are endless. Chairman Pei sighed. Actually, our human relationship society is about blending human relationships with each other. Human relationships are like gears. Different gears mesh with each other. Only when you are connected to me and I am with you, can we do anything. When it comes to coordinated operation, you see, you helped me today. And indirectly I helped my friend. If the 3 gears of ours mesh together and turn one tooth forward, we can both turn one tooth accordingly. Jacob nodded in agreement and said with admiration, President Pei, your experience is so valuable to me. President Pei nodded and said, I'll call my friend and tell him the news. Just listen, he will definitely be very happy. Jacob was immediately looking forward to the other party's reaction. President Pei found a number and dialed it while turning on the speaker. The call was quickly connected, and the other party asked anxiously, Mr. Pei, how are things going? Those guys are getting ready to leave. I have to tell them the box number.